Hi everyone, welcome back to Crafting at Whimsy Wonderland. I am in the middle of some of the basic prep steps of a new farmhouse project for you. I am going to make a Dollar Tree DIY farmhouse scale. It's a faux scale. It's just meant to look cute sitting on the counter holding fruit. But anyway, I just thought it was something I would give a try to. Now, I did get some video inspiration for this one from Jay Munee, or Money, I'm not sure how you pronounce it. Another DIY Dollar Tree gal over here on YouTube. So I will link her video below. But here are the pieces that I've used. I had a scrap piece of 2x4 that was hanging out in the garage, so I'm using that. Now, she uses a sign that she got at the Dollar Tree, but since I had the wood, I didn't worry about getting that. I have a lid. Um, from a bottle of tacky glue. I always save my lids because you never know when you're going to need them. And so she doesn't use that on hers, but I like the look of that a little bit better when I was putting the pieces I bought together. I liked the look of having the bowl raised up a little bit. I also have a scale face that my daughter actually photoshopped for me. It says Farmer's Market on it, eat local. I just thought that'd be cute in the middle of a scale. Since it is a faux scale, it doesn't have to be an actual scale logo. And then you're going to need one of these oil fragrance warmers from the Dollar Tree. There's several different kinds. There's some that are more short and fat and some that are more tall and skinny. Up to you which kind you want to use. I like the short and fat one. They also have some that have a design embossed on them, but for my purposes and the look I was going for, I wanted the flat, smooth surface. And then you're going to need a bowl or a tray of some sort to go on the top to be what holds whatever is being weighed. Now, I tried all the bowls that were at the Dollar Tree where I got this, and I wasn't happy with any of them because they were too small. So when I lay this on its side, see, it's a little bit big. I like that bigger look. All of the other bowls were pretty small. So this one, it took me 3 Dollar Trees to go to, but I found it, and I'm very happy with it. It's very shallow and wide. It is by Royal Norfolk. It is a 7.5-inch bowl, and the barcode number on it is 39277-02740. So that might help you be able to find it. But it is shallow and it is 7.5 inches wide. Okay. With that, I also have some white Waverly chalk paint, which I'm not going to show you the label because I will dump it all over the place. And you're also going to need a package of either the spinners or the clocks from the Dollar Tree. This is just for this purpose of mounting and for the little hand. I preferred the spinners rather than the clocks because there's just one hand on it and I like that look better. So what I did is I mounted, my daughter printed these out for me, and I cut one out and I glued it onto the clock face or the spinner face with rubber cement. And I know rubber cement is old-fashioned, but for this purpose it worked really, really well. And then I just cut it out. Okay, so this is what I've got. You're also going to need an old lid from something. This one's a really old kind of rusty lid, so I think it adds to the look. She glues hers on from this side, but I'm going to figure out how to glue it this side so I have that rustic metal edge on the outside because I think it looks really cool. But this looks way too pristine. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to distress it a little bit with a little bit of black chalk paint. Now I'm dabbing into it and I'm just drying my brush out. And I'm just going to go around the edges and just make it look a little less like it's new. I'm going to put a second coat of paint on my block of wood. Okay, so I've got my second coat of paint on there. And I'm going to put a second coat of paint on the lid. Don't try to put a second coat on this plastic unless it's completely dry, because otherwise it'll just peel right off. Chalk paint will stick to just about anything, but you've got to let it dry completely between coats. Okay. And like I say, this doesn't need to be perfect because it's a riser just to lift it up a little bit. Okay, so I think that's going to be all for my white paint. Now, to figure out how to attach my sign. Also, I had to pop the hand off of it in order to glue the face on. So now I've got to put my thing back in. So I'm going to use my trusty rusty push pin, and I'm going to make the hole, and I'm going to try to feed that rivet back in there. I don't know if I'm going to be able to or not. I'm hoping that I can still move the hand around when I get it finished. I don't know if I'll be able to or not. All right. Does it spin? It does. Look at that. I like it. Okay. So I'm going to leave it over here so you can see the words Farmer's Market. And I need to figure out how to glue it onto here. And you don't want too much. You don't want it to squish out. Now I'm taking my distressed metal lid and I'm going to place this down in the center and press it down. So now I'm going to glue my warmer to the block. I'm going to make sure I have the prettiest side facing front. And I'm going to be very generous with this E6000. I'm going to glue this to the front of my block. When Jay Munee makes hers, she glues it to the back. You do what works best for the pieces that you have. Okay, so I've glued it flush to the front. That way, when I go to put my lid on, it can overlap the bottom and be okay. All right, here goes nothing. So I'm going to put a nice bead of E6000 at the top where it touches the edge of the warmer, and I'm going to put a nice bit down here on the bottom where it's going to make contact with the stand. Now I'm going to make sure that I have my scale face facing up, and I'm going to glue it on face. I'm going to set this down. I'm resting it on this thing of tape so that it stays where it needs to. Making sure it's centered. How cute is that looking? Oh my goodness. I'm going to have to let this dry for a little while before I can put the top on. But once that goes on, I will glue this lid in here just as a spacer. And then the bowl will go on. That is already looking so cute. And I'll be back in a little bit after it has time to dry. Okay, so my glue has dried or set up enough that I can move on with my next part of my project. So here's what this looks like from the side. It's got some space back here just to counterbalance the weight, and I glued the metal lid to the wood block and to the top of the incense warmer or oil warmer. And now I need to attach the bowl to the top. So what I'm going to do is put some E6000 around this lid and place it right in the middle, just as a booster for the plate. So I'm spreading E6000 very liberally to the top of the little glue lid. And then I'm going to place my bowl centered on top. This is what it's looking like. This is still movable. And that is my farmhouse scale. I hope you've enjoyed this project, and I hope maybe you'll go give this a try for yourself. This has been Crafting at Whimsy Wonderland. Thanks for stopping by. See you next time.